He couldn't walk, he couldn't breathe, and yet he dropped 38 points in the NBA Finals.
The big story here tonight, the story concerning Michael Jordan's physical conditions. This Jordan arriving about 2 hours ago. He is suffering from flu-like symptoms.
In one of the most crucial games of his career, Michael Jordan didn't just play. He battled like a man who should have been in a hospital bed. But what he did that night wasn't just a performance. It was a moment that redefined greatness, not just in basketball, but in all of sports. This was the moment he became the GOAT. But to understand how he got here, you have to see everything that came before. Before the championships, before sneakers, before the myth, there was a skinny freshman at North Carolina with something to prove.
Guard for North Carolina, 6'5", a freshman from Wilmington, North Carolina, number 23, Michael Jordan.
1982 National Championship. 17 seconds left. A freshman named Michael Jordan hits the shot that wins it all.
18. Shot. Jordan. Michael Jordan.
In that moment, he shows the world something. Not just talent, but ice-cold poise. But even then, no one crowned him. He wasn't Magic, he wasn't Bird, he wasn't the chosen one. 1984 NBA Draft. Houston takes Hakeem. Portland takes Sam Bowie. Chicago, struggling, forgotten, takes Jordan at number 3. Chicago needed a star. What they didn't realize is they just drafted a storm in sneakers. From his first game, everything changed. Rookie of the Year, All-Star, human highlight reel. He made the Bulls watchable again. But all the dunks, all the scoring, it didn't lead to wins. Every spring, the season ended early. The Bucks beat him, the Celtics swept him, and the Pistons broke him. He had heart, he had hunger, but in a league of giants and dynasties, Jordan was a one-man show. 1986, Boston Garden, Game 2. Jordan drops 63 points on one of the greatest teams ever assembled. Larry Bird, a legend himself, said, "That wasn't Michael Jordan, that was God disguised as Michael Jordan." And still, the Bulls got swept.
Michael Jordan scored 48, but Boston, as they usually do, won the game.
He could drop 50 in his sleep, but in the playoffs, the lights burned bright, and he walked off without a trophy. He wasn't a winner, not yet. He was electric, he was obsessed, but he was incomplete. And the league knew it. That label, not a winner, stuck to him, and deep down, he hated it. Jordan didn't just want to dominate, he wanted to be the best ever. But the road to greatness, it was just getting started. Every great hero needs a villain, and for Michael Jordan, that villain wore blue, white and red, and played in Detroit. The Pistons weren't just tough, they were brutal. Lane Beer, Isaiah, Rodman, the bad boys. And they had one mission: stop Michael Jordan. They built something called the Jordan Rules.
The Jordan Rules? Is that something you guys made up?
If he went baseline, hit him. If he drove the lane, knock him down. If he rose for a jumper, make him feel it. It wasn't just physical, it was mental warfare.
Anybody but him. He was not going to beat us. That was the Jordan Rules.
3 straight years, Jordan and the Bulls ran into that wall. Each time, out-muscled, outmatched, eliminated.
We had a chance to beat him. We just didn't respond. You know, we got to that hill, we almost looked over the hill. I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated.
He was winning scoring titles, MVPs, but in the league's eyes, he still wasn't a winner. Most guys would have tapped out. Not Jordan. He hit the weight room, put on muscle, studied the Pistons, trained like a man on a mission, and the Bulls followed. They got tougher, smarter, hungrier. 1991 Eastern Conference Finals. Chicago sweeps Detroit. No handshake, no respect. The Pistons walk off before the buzzer.
Pistons wasting no time in getting out of here.
Jordan doesn't care. He's heading to the finals. And there, Magic Johnson is waiting. 5-time champion, the face of the league. Everything Jordan wasn't, yet. The torch wasn't passed, it was taken. Jordan dominates, Bulls win in 5. And for the first time ever, MJ holds the Larry O'Brien trophy. One title becomes 2, then 3. Suddenly, Jordan isn't just chasing greatness, he's defining it. Every year, teams try to stop him, and every year they fail. He's global, undefeated in the finals, and the Jordan brand, it becomes a movement. But then, darkness.
Last night, we began the show with the disappearance of Michael Jordan's father. Tonight, the worst fears have come true. James Jordan was found dead, the victim of an apparent murder.
July 23, 1993. James Jordan is murdered in North Carolina. The man who taught Michael the game, who grounded him through chaos, is gone. And just like that, the fire dims.
I love the game of basketball, I always will. I just feel that at this particular time in my career, I've reached the pinnacle of my career. I've achieved a lot in that short amount of time, if you want to call it short. But I just feel that I don't have anything else for myself to prove.
In October, MJ retires at 30 years old, at the peak of his dominance. The world is stunned, the league loses its icon, and Jordan, he walks into a different arena. Baseball, AA Birmingham Barons. Crowds come for the spectacle, but this isn't a victory lap, it's a grind. Jordan struggles, .202 batting average, bus rides, empty stands, constant pressure. Some called it a publicity stunt, others whispered about secret suspensions. Whatever the truth, one thing was clear: the greatest basketball player on earth was gone. March 18, 1995. 2 words shake the league.
I'm back. That's all Jordan said on Saturday. That was really all Jordan needed to say as his 17-month retirement came to an end. He will be back on Sunday when the Bulls play the Pacers, and probably not so coincidentally, the game is on national TV.
No press conference, no farewell tour, just the facts. He suits up in jersey number 45. Different number, same obsession. The world holds its breath. Was the GOAT really back, or just a ghost of his former self? He looks good, not great. The instincts are there, but the edge isn't. In the playoffs, the Bulls run into Orlando, a young, hungry squad with Shaq and Penny. Jordan shows flashes, but also cracks. Game 1, a brutal turnover. Game 6, Bulls eliminated. For the first time in a decade, people ask, maybe he really is done. To everyone else, it's the end. To Michael Jordan, it's fuel. He vanishes that summer. No interviews, no distractions, just work. He rebuilds himself, but this time for basketball. Drops the baseball weight, refines his footwork, sharpens every weapon. The 1995-96 season starts with a storm. Jordan returns with fire in his eyes. The Bulls look different, focused, ruthless. They win 41 of their first 44 games. By season's end, 72 wins, a record that felt untouchable. Jordan reclaims the MVP. Chicago reclaims the throne. The league, it's his again. But greatness isn't defined by records or dominance. It's defined by moments. And that moment was coming. June 11th, 1997, Salt Lake City. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. The series is tied 2-2. The Bulls are one loss away from heading home down 3-2. But hours before tip-off, something's wrong. Jordan's in his hotel room, curled up, shivering, violently ill. Food poisoning, a stomach virus, the flu. Nobody knows for sure. Years later, a story surfaces, the pizza theory. 1 delivery, 1 player, 5 guys at the door.
You are convinced it was food poisoning. Can you tell us what you saw?
100% it was food poisoning. 100%. And I open up the door and there's literally 5 guys standing out there to deliver a pizza. So Michael, I said, I got a bad feeling about this. He was like, oh man, fuck you. Okay.
Whatever happened, the result was real. Jordan's body is failing, skin pale, drenched in sweat, barely able to sit up. Doctors advise him to sit. Phil Jackson is preparing to go without him. But then Jordan speaks. Just 2 words. I'll play. The Delta Center is electric. The Jazz are confident. This is their shot. But from the opening tip, Jordan is on the floor. He looks slow, weak. Every possession is a war. He stumbles. He gasps for air. He leans on his knees just to stay standing. And still, he scores. Mid-range jumpers, turnarounds, three-pointers. Every shot looks like it costs him a piece of his soul. He doesn't just play, he carries them. Halftime, he's drenched in towels, eyes glazed, can't talk, can barely move. And still, he keeps going. 44 minutes, 38 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. In the final minute, with the Bulls clinging to a 2-point lead, Jordan buries the clutch 3, the dagger. The Jazz crowd falls silent. The mountain fortress cracked. And at the final buzzer, Jordan collapses. He falls into Pippen's arms, too weak to stand. That image, MJ draped over Pippen, exhausted, broken, victorious, becomes legend. Because that night wasn't about talent, it was about will, dragging your body through fire and still finding a way to win. Jordan didn't just beat the Jazz, he beat pain, fatigue, doubt. And in that moment, he became more than a player. He became the standard, the GOAT. 2 days later, Game 6, Jordan shows up, still sick, still worn down, and still he drops 39. The Bulls win the series. Another championship, another Finals MVP. He wasn't just back. He was unbeatable. That finals wasn't just a comeback story, it was a statement that even on his worst day, Michael Jordan was still better than everyone else at their best. That game, that moment, separated him. Not from the Jazz, not from 1997, but from everyone who's ever touched a basketball. Kobe had heart, Magic had charisma, LeBron has longevity. But none of them had this, a game where your body is screaming no, and you still choose to suffer for the win. Because the real question isn't, could you score 38 points in the NBA Finals? It's, would you even step on the court? When your body says stop, when nothing is comfortable, when greatness demands pain. Everyone has their GOAT. Some say LeBron, the all-around force. Others swear by Kobe, the assassin. Some go old school, Kareem, Magic, Bird. And sure, you can argue stats, you can argue rings, you can argue eras. But moments don't lie. Because in this game, Game 5 1997, there was one player who looked defeat in the face and said, not tonight.